Hi, I'm Brielle.
Hi, I'm Cameron. This is Paradise.
This is Paradise. Welcome to our tour. This is the kitchen space where we cook all the time. Cam and I put a lot of hard work into this area. We built everything by our hands, stained it, sanded it, all that jazz. Same with the counter, we shellacked it and everything and put it all together ourselves. Here's our sink that's like not super functional right now, but it's working for us. We just keep some like onions and avocados in there right now, but then over here we have the stove where we like take it down and set it up. We put it in here when it's not being used. So the sink isn't fully functional right now because we do have this foot pump, but it's not exactly working for us. We're working on getting a normal pump so we can pump water through the faucet. It just doesn't like pump fast enough. It kind of just like drips out right now. Yeah, we're working on that right now, getting a electric pump. Right under here, we have these like big 5-gallon jugs. And we'll fill them up from time to time. They last us forever because we haven't really been like using the sink as much. The spice rack, this was an extra piece of wood that Cam's dad had lying around. And Cam totally fastened it up here and like made it perfectly fit for all our little spices that we have. They don't move around at all or anything. They just sit in there, which is nice. Unfortunately, the top corner up here isn't finished. We were planning on raising our roof to get a high roof, and we didn't want to like go hard with finishing everything because that's why we came out here to California. We wanted to do that and finish everything and make it exactly how we wanted to. This one right here, we have like all of our canned goods in here, rice, other different spices that didn't fit in the spice rack, olive oil. I got my coffee, bunch of food stuff is in there. This one too, I showed it earlier, but there's like all kinds of pots and pans and different cups and Tupperware bins in there, which is awesome. We have like so much space, honestly, for all that we need. We have our fridge up front here. It's in between the two seats, and it hooks up to the little cigarette lighter. It's just like a little chest fridge. You lift it up, grab what's in there, it's full, and it's cold. That's all we need.
Alright, cool. Yeah, this is the side of our van. We have our wood stove right here and a little cat house, but mainly about the wood stove, it's because we're from Massachusetts, so it gets kind of like chilly up there around the winter time and the fall, so we got that to throw on because we don't mind like cutting wood, and it's just like really efficient. And it keeps us warm, which is good. And we got this little eco fan right here, and it goes on top, like sits here. We move our stuff around, and then blesses the heat, keeps us nice and cozy, and it's great. It's a Cubic Mini wood stove. We had to cut a 7-inch hole in the top of our roof because this is a 5-inch like insulated pipe, and then this is a 3-inch pipe. But the 3-inch one has to go to the stove and then goes up through the 5-inch insulated pipe. But then you need to cut a 2-inch wider hole because this is 5-inch pipe, and it keeps it from like all the heat radiating and hitting the roof. We had to throw this like rubber boot on up top to hold the pipe, put some brackets on the inside of the rubber boot so it holds the pipe from swaying around. And then we have a chimney that we have when we make our fires, and we put that on. Yeah. And then we have a driving chimney. It's just like a flat cap. Yeah, so we ended up throwing pennies up for the backsplash because we didn't know if we wanted to do a sheet of metal or not because we weren't too fancy with the metal work, and my grandfather really loved pennies a lot, so we've ended up having just like all of our pennies, you know, just you don't do much with pennies sometimes, you just lay them around and you forget about them, so we just took them, we started getting some heat like reductive glue or that would like not, you know, melt off because the stove's so hot, and then just started gluing them on. Just got a little bit ways to go because it's time consuming, you know.
Yeah, and like we both do stuff that we like we'll go to skate parks because Cam likes to go to skate parks, and then I like to be out in the woods in and whatnot. So we'll go to the city and skate, and then we'll go to the woods for a little while, and like, you just really have to work together, I feel like, to make it work. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's frustrating, like you're trying to put a shirt on and you're hitting someone with your elbow or whatever, but
you just gotta give them time. It's
that's like one of the most frustrating things.
Yeah, it's like, alright, you get dressed first, man, or like, I don't know, most of the time I'm up anyway first, so I'll just throw on some clothes, get dressed first and go out, whatever. Or she'll get dressed, I don't know, a day's a day. Sometimes I'm sleeping in, sometimes she's sleeping in, or it's not as tough as you think. It's really, you just kind of find the space. I feel like that makes you feel like, all right, I want to do this, it makes me feel comfortable being in here, traveling in here, or whatever you want to do. Even just if you're staying around your own area, just camping around, just doing your own thing, like it's all about if you're comfortable about what you're gonna kind of build out or be in, and then if you feel like you can make it work, and even you can do it with anyone. There's people in, like I was saying, sedans, doing it with 2 people in 1 sedan, and they make it work, and it blows my mind too, but people do it. Business box, we have like kindling and some tools, and if we get lazy, we have a torch tip to use some propane to light up the fire if we really want to. We have this white bag here, and this is where we keep most of our wood in, and we just get like pieces that are like not too big, like around this size right here, and then if we want to like not have to stoke it every it goes for a good like hour, 2 hours, but you gotta stoke it because it's really small, but it keeps it warm, which is nice. But then these are like some Duraflame logs that, well, not Duraflame, that brand, but they're like compressed sawdust, I think, and it just keeps them like wicked burning for a long time, so it keeps the heat in there and keeps it going. Yeah, and then we ended up getting a cat on the road, and we were like, oh, where should we do this? Because we used to keep our wood right in here. And then I was like, well, she needs, somewhere to go to the bathroom. So I ended up cutting a hole in the door, because this was just a whole door before, and yeah, now you like access her kitty litter box right here, and it doesn't get too hot either because we wrapped the top piece of wood with some like metal, so it like absorbs the heat and kind of just bounces it back up because heat rises. Alright, cool, so yeah, this is the bed setup we made, and we decided to just kind of raise some blocks over the wheel wells and then divide it in half. And we have this bench that, because we're kind of tall, so when we lay this way, because this is the way we sleep, we open this bench up, and it can be as a bench, a good bench. But underneath it, we have the clothes, my clothes, Brielle's clothes. Her drawer's a little bigger because she's a girl, she's got more clothes. And these legs just kind of come down. We just put some Velcro on here and just kind of glue the Velcro to the wood because the sticky thing wasn't sticking so well to the wood. And then yeah, it just holds these legs. They're on just some hinges, and then it just comes down, and like, yeah, next thing you know, you got yourself a bench, and then you can just like totally just lay down. You don't gotta worry about no space being like missed and your legs hanging off and all that and stuff. We have a just like our laptop holder, and it holds like also like her mirror and some notebooks, and it holds stuff in here. We just decided, because we were like, dang, we should put our laptops, because they were on our bed for a while, and I was afraid of hopping on the bed and just smashing it. So I was like, we could easily make some little folder thing, and they just kind of sit in there, and they just kind of slide right in, and that's it, sitting there, and helps us out from everything kind of flying around. Having the space on the bed open, so you don't have to worry about moving something every time you want to go to your bed. It's actually just some like $30 like Amazon fan, and it works good because we were looking for a fan, and then I was like, oh well, I bet any fan will work. It's just your good like average 12-volt fan, and it connects to our Renogy solar panels, and it's like it literally was like $28.99 on Amazon. And it works good. It opens, it turns on, turns off, and like sucks the air out, and it keeps the humidity out. It's great. All right, yeah, and then in the corner over here, we have this little block of our box holds our stuff. It's like all sorts of things. We have our shower, like shampoo stuff hanging up there, soap, a couple markers and sprays, and like essential oils and stuff in case you need them. And it's cool to have them all in like one confined space, because then again, we don't have to put them in here with our dishes or in here with our food and have them somewhere else. And we were just thinking, well, what should we do with this stuff, and build a little box and put it on the top kind of thing, and just had some 45-degree cuts on some wood, nothing too crazy, and got some anchor screws and just put them into the wall and some rafters, and it's hanging there great, and it's good. Yeah.
It's really nice having each other. Like, I understand people do it solo and whatever, which is awesome, but it's nice to have each other's backs while we're out here and experiencing it together.
Totally. Because then we like can always just make sure, like, hey, like, you all right? Because I don't know, we're pretty far from where we're from, and it's like kind of new to us. Like we're saying, I think we've only been on the road for like a month and a half, and it's still like just. It's cool because I can be like, oh, like, did you like that? That was cool. Or like, would you do that again? You know, like maybe we can do this, and we can always check on each other, make sure like we're good, and make sure the cat's good.
Yeah.
Because cat in a van is a crazy thing, but it's an awesome thing. And don't knock it till you try it. This is the back of the van. We got the garage going on kind of thing. We got our cat box, compressor in case we need to pump up the tires. We got some Renogy solar because we ended up thinking that'd be a good idea while we're on the road to have. And it works great. It actually came in like a kit and it wasn't too much, so it comes with like everything you need to put it together, which isn't that bad. So then you don't gotta search and look for all the stuff because we didn't know much about solar at the time. So it helped out a lot having the kit. We have like extra paint because we like coloring and stuff in the backpack right here in the back. We have our toolboxes and like sockets and wrenches and Milwaukee tools in case we need to do some, some drilling, some sawing. And we have hand saws too for the wood stove, and we have all like the chargers for the batteries and the Milwaukees, and pretty much just everything you need in case, like, I feel like you're gonna go for a long drive on the road and you need stuff to make sure you're gonna have what you can to keep the vehicle in good working condition and everything. Well, actually I think, we have this one, but it's not totally going right now. But I was like, I need somewhere to put my boards, man, and I love skating, it's like my thing. So we just kind of have them all, they're like stacked up on each other like this right here. And then they kind of clip in to these, like, there's like a hook right here, and it hangs on these right here. It just kind of took some old, like long bar, like pieces of metal and put them together and kind of got some brackets and bent them up so it kind of just hold the trucks and just kind of throw them on like that, and then these just all kind of stack on and go on together. We throw all these boards up here and kind of put these together and put the rest on. I think it was the big board, he's right. And then we had the two other boards, and these will click up on here like so. Yeah. And then we throw on the little penny board. But yeah, they stays, at least stays there, you know, stays when we're driving, it stays out the way. There was another bracket and it popped off. But yeah, it's a work in progress because it's just weird to try and strap a skateboard to something. I don't know, it's like hard for me to figure out for some reason.
Some advice I have to say is, like, you don't need a lot of money at all to do this and just go out there. Like, we, did a lot in here, but you don't even have to do half the stuff that we did. Like, you can make it simple and functional and go out there on the road and just go experience. Like, that's my advice to anyone. Like, just go do it. I don't know how people have lived their lives and have not done this. Like, this is honestly amazing that like, you can live anywhere you want, like in your little tiny space that you made your own. So.
It's like amazing, like, because you don't even need a van. Like, people are doing it in sedans and it's unbelievable. But then you got all your stuff, you take it out, your little table, make some food. You could have a minivan. You could like repaint whatever color you want, make it your own, and like as long as it's comfortable to sleep in, you have everything you need, your food, a way to keep yourself like healthy, and that's really it. And like,
it's all good.